What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Full Sets Reimagined. So I finally have another set to show you guys. This one is called Bogrot's Magic. Now, it isn't anything crazy special. As you can see here, I put it onto my sorceress, and it doesn't really have anything on it that I would say is aesthetically pleasing at all. It pretty much just looked like a normal set, but there are some interesting affixes on this. Now, I will say before we even go and get started that I did not choose to level up a paladin for this. I pretty much just threw it onto my sorceress because I did not feel like leveling up either. Well, it doesn't have to just be on a paladin. You could put this on a barb. You could put this on almost any character. It just, to me, felt like it would probably be most useful for a paladin. But I just didn't feel like doing that, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me because I decided to just go ahead and throw it up onto my sorceress so I can show you guys the set, and then so I can get back out there to hunt more sets so I can show you guys even more sets. So there you go. There it is. And we will talk about it. I will go ahead and let time traveling future Brandon talk to you guys now. And that's all from past Brandon. So take it away, future Brandon. Okay, so here we are back inside a sanctuary so that we can show you this set that we found. So I have already put them here in order at which you can actually equip these items. So we are going to actually be starting off with the mace. This mace is known as Baptism by Fire. This gives you level 4 Holy Fire Aura when equipped, +2 to all skills, 20% faster cast, 37 to mana, and 50% damage to undead. Pretty effing great if you ask me. You gotta love pretty much every single affix on there, especially at level 31. So I apologize, but there really isn't too much to critique with this. I suppose it would be nice if we could have a little more damage to undead there. That would probably help us out quite a bit. But that level 4 Holy Fire aura is definitely going to help just about any character. I honestly could see a paladin wanting this a little bit more than some of the other characters, but let's be real here, almost any character could definitely use this, and I actually like the fact that this set does not seem to be geared towards any specific build. Like, I'm sure there are builds that it would be better for, right? Like, that's true with basically any item in the game, but this is pretty versatile in the fact that you could use this for just about anybody, at least for a little while. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be an end game like piece of equipment for anyone, especially not a sorceress or a barbarian or I guess, an assassin, because why would they be using a mace or a freaking Amazon, Like, why would there are characters that are not going to use a mace, and I understand that. But if you're just looking for a quick way to get 2 to all skills on something, I can see you maybe using it for a short period of time for all the set bonuses that we're going to get into in a little while. So I'm not saying specifically just using this one piece. Obviously, using the one piece is not going to be very beneficial to you whatsoever, but I could see you using the whole thing, as we will get into, simply so that you can have a little more extra stats if you're having an issue somewhere. Probably if you're a seasoned player of the game, you will never wear this in that kind of a circumstance. But if you're a newer player to the game, I can easily see you doing that, maybe to get past a part where you think it's like really hard or something like that. So we are going to move on. So up next, this one is actually rather interesting too, and that's because of something I actually want to discuss when it comes to this one. So this one is known as Winter's Embrace. It gives you +1 to all skills, -15% to enemy cold resistance, 275 defense, and cannot be frozen. Now, along the same lines of what I was just talking about a second ago, where some of these items I feel like you could wear in very specific circumstances, I would throw this out there. Let's say you are leveling as a cold source, and maybe you are at the beginning of Nightmare, or maybe at the end of Normal. Now, I did already make a video on the rune word Snowdrop, and I could easily see somebody using this piece of armor right here, right? Like, let's say they just happen to find it at around level 34 or on a previous playthrough and they have it sitting around in their stashed items. If you are currently using Snowdrop, I can see you using Winter's Embrace at the same time to capitalize on the -15 to enemy cold resistances. Do you see what I'm saying here? I've done a lot of leveling as a cold source, especially after the Snowdrop Rune Word came out. I have a lot of fun doing that, right? I was really happy when Snowdrop came out because it was kind of like Leaf, but for instead of fire skills, it was for a cold source. And so I honestly think that if I was leveling up as a cold source, I could easily see myself using this. And I think it would probably work very well, again, with Snowdrop. So if you need something like this to help you out, I would say give this a shot if you're a cold source. Other than that, it's not really, you know, the most amazing thing in the world, but it is nice to have that enemy cold resistance on there. So we are going to move on to Between Fire and Ice. And as you can see now, because this one, right, and this one, these two, I should say, one is mostly fire and this one is mostly cold. So this one, right, you see the theme that they're going for? You understand what I'm saying now? Like it's supposed to be a fire and ice set is what's going on here. So you're going to get +1 to all skills. You're also going to get plus 30% faster hit recovery. You're also going to get 35% faster block rate, 24 to strength, which is quite a bit, and 62% better chance of getting magic items, which is not bad. Now, this is elite already, so you can't really make this any better than it already is, and that is rather unfortunate because it only has 127 defense on it, which really is not all that great, which again is kind of why I'm saying that I don't really see this being a be-all end-all item for basically any class. Now, I want to go back to this really quick because I forgot to mention this, but the strength on this is only 43. You only need 43 strength to equip this, which is another reason why I think it would actually probably be pretty good for a mid-game cold source. But I apologize. We will go right back to this one now. And as you can see, like faster block rate will help you, faster hit recovery will help you, but it just depends on if whether or not you're a melee or a ranged character. So it really is kind of a toss-up there. But let's go ahead and start putting these on to see what the bonuses are, shall we? So first we're going to put the mace on. Nothing happens, obviously. We get that holy fire aura right there, which I don't know if you guys can hear that. Right? Yeah, okay. So we got the fire aura on there. Next up, let me make sure. Yeah, that's right. So next up is Winter's Embrace. And as we can see here, we have got 20 extra to dexterity from having 2 of these items. That's it. Right? Only 20 to dex. That's all you get. So let's put this one on here. And now we can take a look and see it exactly what we have gotten. So we now have 15% increased chance of blocking, which always helps you. You also get 350 to defense, which you sorely need because these items, as you can tell, the defense is very low on these. So that really will help you. You get that 20 to dex that we already talked about. You get 75 to life, which is nice. 3% to experience gain. And I will always take experience gain just because, well, like I was just saying a second ago, if you're using this, you're probably a mid-game character and you probably want more experience so that you can get better loot. Also, you're going to get 200% extra gold from monsters and 100% better chance of getting magic items. So we need to talk about a couple things real quick. So the first one being is that 100% added on top of your 62% that you get just from having the shield means you now have an extra 162% better chance of getting magic items, which is freaking fantastic. And again, another reason why I could actually see someone maybe using this for a while if they need better loot. It's a first playthrough. Maybe they don't really have any other source of getting very much better chance of magic items. Maybe throw this on and go over to cows either in nightmare or hell, even normal if you're just like really stuck for some reason. You know, go ahead and go there. At least you have more of a chance to start getting better magic items so that you can start gearing up your character more. Now, also, notice that this is +1 to skills, this is +1 to skills, and this one is +2 to skills. So yes, this means you now have +4 to all skills, which is not bad at all. Now, it isn't what I really feel is going to help you very much, because honestly, more items that you can get here in the game are going to actually give you more than +4. You're putting 3 items on right here, right? And we're only getting +4 to skills for those. Right? Now, no, that's a bad example. I shouldn't bring that up because I'm not actually even trying to use plus the skills. But even these 2 items, because I get sorcerer skill level for this one, right? +3. Enigma gives me 2. So, I mean, these 2 right here, right, give me 5. And out of just 2 item slots. Obviously, that's not all skills. So please don't, come at me in the comments being like, oh, this guy doesn't know the difference between sorcerer skill levels and all skills. But yeah, you understand what I'm saying. You have to take 3 spots here to get the 4 to skills, but you could be using things that are better. So I can't really see this really even being a factor in terms of hell difficulty. By then, you should have better gear, and if you don't have better gear, then you probably should be farming for better gear. So, I mean, the cannot be frozen is good. It's not as bad as the last set that I showed you guys. And I mean, this mace is actually pretty damn cool. And if I was a paladin, I could see myself using the mace alone, especially now that you have the extra regenerate mana on there. But again, regenerate mana really isn't all that much in terms of how much it'll actually regenerate your mana. If you only have 50%, it's not that great. But you can put this on by itself and still get 2 to all skills and level 4 Holy Fire Aura. I honestly think the best piece in this might be the mace. Only because you can easily just put this on. Hell, man, you can put this on your offhand on a barb too, You could just have a barb using this on his offhand, especially nowadays because we have the melee mastery instead of having like mace mastery and sword mastery. Now, obviously, you probably want to use it if you are a paladin, but again, at the same time, I mean, at level 31, getting 2 to all skills, faster cast, mana, damage to undead, and level 4 Holy Fire Aura when equipped, this is a very versatile weapon in my opinion. Like, almost any class can use this, and almost any class can utilize pretty much all of these affixes here. So, I'm not saying that the whole thing sucks, right? I'm not saying that at all. I think that this mace is actually pretty effing good. You get some pretty good set bonuses here, and if I had to pick between the 3, Nature's Grove and Talon Rage's Fury, and this one, I think this one to me has an edge over the other 2 that we've seen so far. But specifically, I think this mace can really help you out if you're level 31 and you have nothing better. I mean, level 4 Holy Fire Aura, 2 to skills, all that. Yeah, and I think it's worth putting on. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got for this video, guys. I'm going to put my stuff back on real quick because I need to go visit the cows again to try to get some more of these sets for you guys. But let me know what you think of this set, Bogrot's Magic. It's pretty cool. It's definitely not the worst set. To be 100%, it's better than, what was it called? Siverd's, whatever. You know what I'm talking about, man? I freaking hate that. Or Tankards, like with this crow bill or whatever. I know you guys understand what I'm saying. So, I mean, I think it's better than those 2. It's better than a lot of vanilla sets, really. Because a lot of the vanilla sets were very lacking. So, yeah, I think it's okay. I really do. And specifically, I like the mace, and I think I could see myself using the mace a lot. At least when I'm leveling. But let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Full Sets Reimagined, and everybody have a good night. Late.